Alright, it's morning, 6:30. Let's try and relax. not very long, but I suspect sitting peacefully is absolutely essential for recovery. Alright, so it's the same morning, and I'm pretty sure if you want to build a habit to start with, you want to do loads of small reps. you. So quite euphoric, to be honest. I think when you eventually get into it. All right, third session for today. Let's get in tune with that fucking sadness, baby. Oh yeah. kind of starting out here, I'm very afraid to sit down on this cushion, but I suspect in the long term, this cushion will probably be the happiest place that I could ever be. Because I'm just being flooded with positive stuff, and I find it overwhelming because of the experience of negativity in my life. It's like there is a war going on. I intend to win this war with the good things. I intend to win this war with good things. Alright, so it's just a continuation of this. Trying to be able to do pull-ups effectively. I actually have no idea how long it will take, but that isn't actually what's important. It's just keep doing what you're doing and turn up every day. You know, there's nothing wrong with being weak, I don't think. There is only something wrong with not wanting to be strong. You know, and there's a lot of different ways to be strong. I actually can't believe how quickly my shoulder's healing though. Still a bit of grating, but it's just confirmed that I can definitely make a full recovery. I've got to focus on it being relaxing. Nice to shut your eyes. Just get a bit closer to yourself rather than all the distractions in the world. I'm quite curious as to when you feel pain exercising, or not pain, when you feel discomfort, where are you meant to focus? Because I figure if you can endure a lot of discomfort, it's because you're not focused on the discomfort, you're focused on something else, which takes precedent over that niggling pain. I want to know what that thing is. Because for me right now, all I focus on is the pain. It's like, my forearms, my hands, my tendons. It's like, But I'm not sure it makes it better. I think it makes it harder to endure. You know? Like if you focus on your life being hard, which I did for years, it doesn't get easier. It's almost as if you cultivate more hard life. And so I don't want to cultivate more pain. I hope. Although there is a past me who would have been confused as to why he was doing that. But I don't want to cultivate more pain. I want to cultivate strength. So it's like, do I focus on the things that don't hurt? body's an incredible thing. Apparently this is the best bicep exercise. Obviously, not the way I'm doing it, but once you build up to it, like bicep stretch. I mean, I can feel the stretch there. Anyway, that's just I mean, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest, and it's just about feeling good, relaxed, consistency, improvement, and then understand that, especially if you're young, you have time. We don't have to rush. We can let things happen progressively, patiently, and make good things happen. Peace. Work hard, live strong. Peace. So I just figured out a different thing. All right, so I just figured out a different thing because I'm doing such low weight because I'm staying on my feet. I don't know if that's in frame, but I can be a lot more liberal with the ranges of movement that I'm kind of conditioning my body to experience. Because if I just dumped weight here, it has the potential to do quite a lot of damage. But with this kind of low weight thing, I can really lean in to that discomfort and just slowly over time condition kind of a bit more of a unique range of movement rather than just the traditional kind of slightly curved back and up, but I can kind of get a bit more confidence as to, I suppose, what range of motion is hindering my potential for some type of expression. It's like the more dynamic I can be with my ranges of movement, the more dynamically I imagine I can live, and the conditioning of my body can be expressed kind of in my environment a bit more effectively. Anyway, it's just a short one. Peace. And look, you can get really weird. And if you shut your eyes, it's like 7 million years of evolution's completely gone to waste. I'm back with the chimps, baby. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stay strong. All right, so I'm quite blessed because I've got some banisters here. They're quite flimsy, so I've got to be careful when I put my feet on them. But they're really good for obviously reducing the amount of weight, reducing the load, let's say. And so I can get my hands here and carefully put my feet on the banister and hope the whole house doesn't fall down. And then look. Ooh. Very pleasant. Actually feels really nice. A lot of my grip's weak, and so that's where the most discomfort is. But it feels good. Like genuinely, my body is like, it's almost like a massage in a way, which I figure exercise can be if you condition yourself to it over time, because you're just stimulating movement in the body. You're like, you need to be able to move in this range, otherwise we might get ill because things will stagnate. So that's just another showing of the potential of these at-home bars. Obviously, some people are quite protective of the top skirting board, and you've got to be cautious with that, I appreciate, especially if you haven't got any money to mend it. But there's other things you can do, like secondhand pull-up bars, indoor ones, and be creative. You know, I'm sure you're capable of figuring something out if you want to use one of these to get fit. I believe in you. Look after yourself. Peace. Also, another thing about this, if you're interested, is, I mean, I've already done the kind of chimp on the bar thing, but I mean, you can literally just, you know, express yourself. You know, I mean, like, I don't know anybody that would actually embrace me doing this while they were around. And I think I need more people in my life who are a bit more open to living a bit more in a liberated way, maybe. You know, because life thrives on variation. And so to be alive, you need to be able to mix it up a bit, I think. Could be wrong though, because I mean, historically speaking, I am an idiot. So I've always got to bear that in mind. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Peace. All right, so I've experimented enough with the pull-up bar, and now it's just time for wimpy push-ups, half-ups. And you can get a nice shoulder stretch with these, because obviously you're not hindered by weight as much. And so, you know, that range of motion feels good. And I can already, within the month or 2 months that I've been doing this, feel vast improvements. It's like my body is far more aware as to what's expected of it. And that if it doesn't meet those expectations, then it needs to back down and replace those systems with something that is willing to meet the standards of a 30-year-old male. You know, I think when I was younger, this is my understanding now, I was subjected to experience which made me unable to feel the feeling of helplessness. And because I couldn't feel helpless, I used my ego to protect me from it. But if you want to get good at anything, helplessness is your best friend. It's the thing that's going to teach you what has to happen and how you need to transition between those stages of development to become, you know, whatever it is you want to be. You know, how do you want to change to make yourself a better person, or to make yourself a better person? Better is not a good word. Better. To make yourself a more valuable person to other people. You know, my first service, really, once I've got my life sorted out, is to help other people. And that's where the real riches in life lie, you know, because although it's nice to be a bit self-obsessed, just so I dealt with my own problems, the good life is where I can extend beyond that and live well alongside other people. Peace. All right, so I've moved off the blocks, and you know, now it's just down. You know, feels good. You always want it to feel good. maybe 80% of the time. And then you can pursue 20% of a bit more extended effort. But you can't do that all the time, otherwise your body's just under too much stress. You know, just pursue something that can be done fairly consistently. It's a bit tough on my elbows actually. Not great, not strong, definitely not strong, but build up over time, stay consistent, enjoy the process. Oh, I think you're breathing a bit heavier, love. There he is. Watch out for me. Doop 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 doop. All right, back at it. I ate bad food yesterday, which means I've actually got quite a lot of inflammation, and I find if you eat bad, it's always like, oh, I'll go hard the next day, but actually you shouldn't. You should normalize, as far as I can tell, because you don't want to work out when your body's inflamed. Not properly anyway, but I'm doing such lightweight stuff that I'm hoping. I had a bit of tension in my shoulder earlier, left shoulder, and I got a bit of pressure, inflammation, whatever, in my lower back, which is straight up just from all the food. And I got inflammation down my tendon on my right leg, from the bottom of my arse down to just above my knee. Which is a shame, but that's life. Ow. Let's turn the music down a bit, it's a bit annoying. It's actually really annoying, the music disturbing my peace. It's just a bit thuddy, crap shit. Okie dokies. Let's play something. Ponzi scheme. I think this is ballet or some shit. La 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 la. You know the tune, come on, sing it with me. Or should I say whistle? Oh. Little sissy. Stop complaining, buddy. Nobody likes a wimp. That's not true, but nobody likes a wimp who doesn't try. like quite often I think about this. I went to Romania with a mate, and we're in some like market square or something. We were in a market, like a big market, like a farmyard type corrugated steel or like galvanized steel kind of like roofing or whatever. And we were sat outside and they had this like Romanian, it's like kofta basically, van, you know, and you get it with a bit of bread and like some mustard or something. And we were eating that with a pint. And there was and then this fruit picker turned up, and he was this absolutely massive Romanian geezer. And I just remember seeing him and thinking, holy shit, is that what a bloke is meant to look like? Like his arms were literally 2 or 3 times the size of my arm, and it was all natural. Like, it was just from picking fruit all day and lugging trays of potatoes, I imagine, and stuff like that, just for years. And this hulking geezer got a pint of wine, went through it in about a couple minutes, went out for another pint. Before you know it, like before I've even finished my meal, he's stumbling around like a wreck. I think about it a lot because it's just the potential of that strength. What you can do with it. And of course he's so wrecked out from picking fruit all day that all he wants to do is probably numb himself, so a pint of wine it is, followed by another pint of wine. And God knows how many more pints, and then fall asleep and start the whole thing again. It's quite interesting when you're that strong that your body can just take that. Whereas when you end up ill, you know, you end up shopping in the health food shop for like pistachio nuts or some bullshit. You know, which are all right in small doses. It's a snack, but it's not a staple food of the human. It's just a few minerals, and you got to digest it. Basically, the moral of that story is, not only do you want the strength, but you want to know what to do with it. I got told there that Romania as well was the breadbasket of the Roman Empire, which is, I imagine, where the name Romania comes from. Roma, and then I don't know what Ania, Roman, Ia, I don't know what Ia means in Latin or whatever. Disciple of, son of, something like that. I'm only saying that because Croatian itch means son of. And of course, with the fruit picker, you know, he's not going to a gym. He's not, he's not doing a 9 to 5 and then going gym. He's just moving 10 hours a day, carrying, 10 keys, 20 keys, 30 keys. I don't know how much a bag of potatoes weighs, probably 25 kgs, and just lugging those into a van. The body is responding to that by making him an absolute Goliath geezer, just absolute. I mean, he would have absolutely flattened me out. Smack, just a slap would have knocked me out, I'm pretty sure. I think there's a danger in being soft because you can't protect the people you love from the harsher parts of reality, which you kind of need to absorb to keep your family safe. I don't have a theoretical future family or whatever. Or hypothetical, but you know, you've got to be a bit of a sponge. And I'm like one of those sponges which has been, shouldn't be in the sink anymore. or has been the sponge that's been downgraded to toilet duty. It's not fit for purpose anymore. And I don't so much mean that in a derogatory way, but in just a reality check that, if you can't fulfill your primary goal, you'll end up fulfilling an even worse secondary one. And that probably takes you on to Arnold Schwarzenegger. His book, Make You Be Useful. If you don't want to be the toilet sponge. So I got a lot of pulling. That was unwise. To put more weight on pressure. Very unwise. Got a lot of pressure down here, both sides. And that makes sense. Most of the erosion was from there down that side. So but it's remarkable once you start exercising, the change, how quickly your body responds to this new reality where it has to work harder. I wonder what the perfect speed is, both up and down, in relation to body capacity. So if we go like that, it's on the verge of discomfort. So you're always trying to feel just the right amount of discomfort. Don't be a sissy. Focus on a bit of legs. Framing's quite weird with filming. Can I go like that? That's better. Don't suddenly become headless. Spent enough of my life metaphorically headless. I don't really need to represent it now on film, you know what I mean? So I'm always going for, that's not true actually. I was going to say I'm always going for feeling good, but I tend to just switch off and become a bit unconscious, and then it's not all feel good. I'm just robotically doing something that might not be in my best interests. But it's just not forcing anything, you know, and just trying to move as if your whole body is perfectly coordinated. Definitely a fake it till you make it scenario. You know, if my exercise, or if my body was a band, like a musical band, I'd be like some teenagers' first garage band, something. You know, nobody can play an instrument that well, and they all suck. They can't play together as one. You know, and at the end of this, I want to be, you know, like I don't know, people might think like the Beatles, or I don't know who's a really well coordinated band. James Brown, Meatloaf. Trying to think of that really famous rock song. I can't remember the name. It's a British band and it's got like some Latin name. But it's got like one of the most famous intros in rock music. Band begins with H. I can't remember the full name. I can't remember the name at all. I mean, nobody can tell me that if you don't just do this for like an hour, that it's not good exercise, right? I'm picking fruit, man. Nothing tight. Just trying to extend range of motion. Patient. Just build up that threshold slowly over time. Man, one thing I find nobody ever talks about is how unbelievably sad life is. I mean, that's a good topic. Everybody I know just wants to pretend everything's good. It's boring. Really boring. I feel like half of life is sad. So if you don't want to talk about sad things, you don't want to talk about half your life. And then I also think there's overlap. Some things which might be sad but could be happy, you know, and that's like another 25%. So if you don't want to talk about sad things, you can only talk about 25% of your life. Whereas if you can talk about being happy and sad, you can talk about all of your life. Sounds like a better deal to me, I tell you. I think this 100 Radio Classics is much better than that liquid drum and bass mix that was, you know, that's fairly tinny, badly produced. Not badly produced, but just not many layers to the music really, so it sounds a bit thin. Kind of like drinking maybe a Bud Light or, you know, liquid Bud Light. Liquid drum and Bud Light. Rather than this classical, this is like stout, or, you know, I don't even drink anymore, so I don't know why I'm using alcohol, but the analogy works still. And I was talking about alcohol earlier, so that made sense. I mean, the range of motion in my shoulder blades in the last 2 weeks has absolutely revolutionised. So it really is. You have to communicate to your body that we actually need to be able to move like this. And without that, your body seizes up and it starts to redistribute nutrients. It's like, oh, you're not using them back muscles. Spending all day in a chair, man. Like, I'm going to send these nutrients somewhere else instead. It's like, no, mate, I actually want my back. And for progress, you do want, although very minimum weight if you're recovering from injury like I am, you do want some type of a force I don't know what the correct analogy would be for that. It's kind of like if you want water to go through a pipe, you're better off pressurizing the pipe if you really want to run water through it quickly. I imagine the same's true probably for blood. A bit of pressure. Heart responds. Got a good view out the window. Birds are in full flight, I feel, at the moment. Occasionally get like geese flying over. The noise they make's pretty incredible. Know what I mean? It's like, apparently, don't know if it's true, but I heard that's what the closest thing a T-Rex would sound like. Because T-Rexes, I think it's called a larynx. It's the throat thing. Larynx. Could be making that one up. A larynx. A larynx. I feel like, yeah, that. You know, I don't really mind that much about the wording, but yeah, T-Rex sounding like a goose. Somehow it makes it more terrifying. 100 greatest classical musics. Stop complaining, body. Shouldn't actually, that's not good for my lower back, I don't think. I stand by the good thing with low weight is you can be a bit more experimental and really suss out, I suppose, where the body needs a bit of nurturing. Alright, I've probably spoken enough maybe. Get the idea though. If anybody is watching this and you're not got into exercise yet, just you know, make it an enjoyable thing. Make it something that you look forward to. Just that kind of like little moment in the day where you can actually be good to yourself, rather than being distracted by everything else. Yeah, hope I've been polite. Hope I've been respectful. Hope I haven't said anything stupid. But I say stupid things a lot, so see how that turns out. And yeah, all the best, whoever's watching. Wishing you well. Alright, so I think I learned something. I wasn't going to record anymore tonight, but I think I was doing these, and I was kind of working out, if you lower yourself down, like, because I'm trying to teach myself basically, and I'm trying to understand. I want to find it relaxing to be consistent to then improve. Like, relaxation brings consistency, consistency brings improvement. But I'm trying to, you know, it's like you're meant to slow the decline and explode into the incline. And it's like, how do you find the relaxation point within these two Because if you try to think about it too much, you try to force the movement, and then it quickly doesn't become relaxing. But I suppose you want to decline at twice as slow, half the speed.